Hola mi gente, welcome to my channel. So I want to show you how I made these delicious scalloped potatoes. These potatoes are creamy, cheesy, and delicious. So let's get started. Alright guys, so I'm starting with 4 Idaho potatoes that I'm cleaning because I'm keeping the skin on my potatoes. You can definitely peel yourself if you want. It doesn't really make a difference if you keep the skin or not. So if you're keeping your skin, just make sure you clean them very well. So after that, you're going to go ahead and start cutting them into thin rounds. You want to make sure they are about the same thickness. They all don't have to be perfect, but close to it. And if you have a mandolin, this will make your life that much easier. I don't have one, so a nice sharp knife will do. So after cutting my potatoes, I'm going to go ahead and let them sit in cold water until I'm ready to use them. Alright guys, so what I have here is a leek, and a leek is just a big old onion that looks like a scallion, and it's delicious. For this dish, I'm only going to use the root part that I took the first layer off. I'm going to cut it in half and go through the layers on the inside. Do not skip this step because some of them do come with some dirt inside, and if you just happen to have some, you're just going to rinse that on the water, girl, and then you're going to cut them into half moons. This onion is delicious. It's a very mild taste onion, and it goes so well with potatoes. And then we're going to cut some shallots and garlic, girl. Oof. The taste on this dish is going to be insane, and I promise you, you are going to love it. Alright guys, I'm also going to use a shallot that I'm going to just remove the skin, cut it in half, and cut them into half moons. And last but not least is our garlic. So you can definitely use a garlic smasher for this. I just didn't feel like doing any more dishes. So I'm just going to go ahead and chop them up with my knife. And that is it. That is all of the prep we're doing for this dish. So after I do my garlic, you want to make sure you preheat your oven at 375 degrees. And we are going to go ahead and start cooking. Alright guys, so after I have all of my aromatics ready, we're going to go ahead and melt 4 tablespoons of butter on medium-high heat. And then you're going to start sauteing your leeks and your shallots for about 2 to 3 minutes until you see that your shallots are turning just translucent, just like this. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and add our garlic and saute our garlic for about 30 seconds. Alright guys, so after 30 seconds, your house should smell amazing. So I went in and I added 2 extra tablespoons of butter, and then I'm going to add my flour. So what we're going to do here, we're going to create a roux. So you want to make sure you cook that flour, that taste of it out, and then that should take about 2 to 3 minutes, alright? And then after that, you're going to go ahead and start adding your liquids. So I went in and I added my milk and my chicken broth. And I'm going to put my flame down to medium because I don't want this to burn. So after adding your liquids, you're going to give it about 3 minutes and you'll notice that your sauce is getting nice and thickened. So at this point, you're going to go ahead and add your spices that I'm going to have everything in the description. So make sure you check that out. I have my spices. I have the amount of everything that I use down below. So after adding your spices, I want you to taste it and of course adjust it to your liking. So after tasting it and being happy with how it tastes, and I'm sure it tastes amazing, you're going to let it cook for an extra 5 minutes on low heat until you see that your sauce is getting nice and bubbly. At this point, you're going to remove it from the flame and you're going to start adding your cheeses. So I'm using provolone cheese and jack cheese. So all you're going to do, you're going to allow the heat from the sauce to melt your cheese. You want this to be nice and melted just like this, and it looks amazing. So mi gente, all we're going to do now is get our potatoes ready. So I rinsed out my potatoes. I want to make sure I pat them dry. And then you're going to add some of that cheese sauce right into your potatoes. We're just going to go ahead and get some of that sauce on all of the potatoes before we start layering them in our casserole dish. Alright guys, so the potato look good. They're raw and everything, but they still look amazing. Alright guys, so I'm using my cast iron as my casserole dish. So I went in and I added some of my cheese sauce on the bottom, and I just started laying my potatoes all around. So you can of course use any casserole dish that you want, but I love the cast iron because it's also even cooking. It's perfect. So, so you're gonna do one layer of potato, and then you're gonna go ahead and add some of that delicious cheese sauce right on top. And you're gonna repeat this until you literally just run out of space or potatoes. All right, guys, so this is our final product and it looks amazing. And so now I'm just gonna cover it up with some aluminum foil. At this point, you can just let it chill in your fridge and then take it out when you're ready to cook it. You just want to make sure you bring it at room temperature. But if you're gonna cook it, you're gonna cook it at 375 for 45 minutes. After the 45 minutes, you're gonna put up the oven temperature at 400. You're gonna remove the foil and then you're gonna add more cheese on top. So after that, you're gonna put it back in the oven. Just make sure you put it on top of something so all that cheese doesn't bubble up and dirty your oven. So when you put it back in the oven for the second time at 400 degrees, you're gonna let it cook for about 10 minutes or until it looks like this on the top. And oh my God, she looks amazing. She's still bubbling. It looks perfect. My house smells amazing. So, mi gente, you want to let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes before you cut into it because you want all of those juices and everything to calm down. But after 10 minutes, I am going to show you how good this looks. And you have to make this. You're going to impress everybody when you make this dish. They're going to be like, wow, what is that I'm tasting? So, mi gente, look at it. It looks so good, so creamy and delicious. Mi gente, thank you so, so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. Y buen provecho.